Hello, friends, new and old. It certainly has been an interesting week that started off sunny and bright and quickly, so quickly devolved into full on winter mode with freezing rain, slush, and then blizzard conditions. It was a good week to slow down and turn inwards and focus on what I need to do around the home. And I did try to get as much done as I could, even though I wasn't really able to get out of the house and on the road with my car, really, because of the slushy and sliding and icy roads right now. But I did take full advantage of the snow. Don't you worry about that. And I personally went outside and I collected snow so that I could do some snow dyeing this week. I was able to collect enough snow to dye 4 batches of yarn, and even though there's so much, I didn't have enough table space and pots and pans to do much more than this because it really does take a long time. I personally, now I'm going to get nerdy about snow dyeing. I have an approach that I have developed over the years of snow dyeing. I feel like the most important thing is an obscene amount of snow. The more snow, the better. So I will press and compact the snow as deeply as possible before I hill up and press the snow on top. Then I will add copious amounts of dyes. I am a kettle dyer when I am dyeing yarn as like my base. So I am applying powdered dye directly to almost every batch of yarn. So I'm used to handling dye this way. So I'm always kind of applying, but something with the snow dyeing is I see very little penetration between the dyes and the amount of liquid inside because snow is not the same as water. The quickest and easiest way to explain that is that 13 inches of snow is the equivalent of 1 inch of rain. And of course, if you don't have snow where you live, you can go to any gas station, get a giant bag of ice, and do almost exactly the same. After I set the yarn to melt, because I do not add heat, I let them melt naturally on their own time, I went upstairs and started up 2 more trays of seedlings. On this tray, right now in my hand, I am doing moonflowers. And aside from these 3 rows, the entire rest of the tray are sunflowers. I'm really hoping to get flowers this year, but my main focus is building my little vegetable garden. So the next morning, I go back into my dye room and all of the snow has melted now. Don't leave the lid on if you're doing this, otherwise it just holds that cold in. Leave it open, let things move around naturally, and now snow has melted. I did go back in and when I set these, because like I said, these are wool, these need to get heated. So I do my acid, you can do vinegar or citric acid, and then I add a little bit of speckles on top because I can't help myself. It's just what I do. Snow dyeing yarn has to be one of my most favorite because it's also one of those dyeing processes where you have very little control and you kind of just let the yarn and the dye be. Something I've been working on while my yarns have been dyeing is maybe a little special bag for myself. I am slowly working on this. I kind of have some sort of an idea, and I think it's about time for me to head back into my workroom and start working on this because I'm quite excited. I will catch up with you next week. See you then.